When you think about superpowers, you might picture the United States, maybe even Russia. But let's take a moment to talk about China. Over the last few decades, China has transformed itself from a largely agrarian society into one of the world's leading superpowers. And a big part of that transformation has been its incredible leap in technology. So, how did China pull this off? Let's dive in. First off, let's rewind a bit to the late 20th century. In 1978, China initiated a series of economic reforms under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping. This was a pivotal moment. The country shifted from a closed, centrally planned economy to a more market-oriented one. It opened its doors to foreign investment and encouraged entrepreneurship. This wasn't just about inviting foreign companies in, it was about learning from them. China became a global factory, producing everything from toys to electronics. But it didn't stop there. As the economy grew, so did the appetite for technology. The Chinese government recognized that to compete on the world stage, it needed to invest heavily in research and development. They poured money into education, creating a vast pool of engineers and scientists. The emphasis on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, became a national priority. And let's not forget about the sheer scale of the population. With over 1 billion people, China had the manpower to fuel its technological ambitions. Now, let's talk about the Internet. The rise of the Internet in the 90s and 2000s was a game changer. China didn't just adopt the Internet. It adapted it. The Great Firewall was erected, creating a unique digital ecosystem that allowed Chinese companies to flourish without the direct influence of Western giants. Think about it. While Facebook and Google were busy conquering the West, China was nurturing its own platforms like WeChat, Alibaba, and Baidu. These companies didn't just replicate Western models, they innovated, creating services tailored to the needs of the Chinese people. Take Alibaba, for example. It started as a simple B2B marketplace, but evolved into a colossal e-commerce platform that has transformed how people shop. The integration of technology into everyday life is astounding. Mobile payments, which are now ubiquitous in China, have changed the way people interact with money. You can walk into a store, scan a QR code, and pay instantly, all from your smartphone. This level of convenience is something many countries are still trying to catch up with. But it's not just e-commerce. Let's talk about artificial intelligence. China has made AI a national priority, pouring resources into research and development. The government set ambitious goals, aiming to become the world leader in AI by 2030. And they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. Chinese companies are at the forefront of AI advancements, developing technologies that influence everything from healthcare to transportation. The use of facial recognition technology in cities is a prime example. It's a double-edged sword, of course, raising questions about privacy and surveillance, but it's undeniable that China is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, let's not forget about manufacturing. China has long been known as the world's factory, but it's evolving. The country is moving towards high-tech manufacturing, focusing on robotics and automation. This shift is crucial for maintaining its competitive edge. The Made in China 2025 initiative is all about upgrading the manufacturing sector, aiming to reduce dependence on foreign technology and become self-sufficient in key industries. Imagine a future where China is not just manufacturing goods, but innovating and creating them. And speaking of innovation, let's talk about space. China's space program has made headlines around the world with its ambitious missions. From landing on the far side of the moon to launching its own space station, China is making significant strides. The government views space exploration as a matter of national pride and technological prowess. This isn't just about rockets and satellites, it's about showcasing to the world that China is a leader in cutting-edge technology. But what does all this mean for the global landscape? As China continues to rise, it's reshaping the balance of power. Countries around the world are watching closely, and many are trying to adapt. The Belt and Road Initiative, for instance, is an ambitious infrastructure project that aims to connect Asia with Europe and beyond. It's a way for China to expand its influence and create economic ties, but it's also a strategic move to position itself as a global leader. Now, let's be real for a second. This rapid rise hasn't come without its challenges. There are concerns about intellectual property theft, trade imbalances, and human rights issues. The tensions between China and the US have escalated, with both sides vying for technological supremacy. The race for 5G technology is a perfect example of this. Chinese companies like Huawei have been at the forefront, but they've faced significant pushback from Western governments. It's a complex web of competition, cooperation, and conflict. So, as we look to the future, what's next for China? The country is at a crossroads. It has the potential to lead the world in technology, but it also faces significant hurdles. The challenge will be to balance innovation with ethical considerations, to navigate international relations while maintaining its growth trajectory. As citizens of the world, we should pay attention. The rise of China isn't just about one country. It's about how it will shape the future for all of us. In conclusion, China's journey to becoming a superpower is a fascinating tale of ambition, innovation, and adaptation. The technological advancements we're witnessing are just the tip of the iceberg. As we continue to explore this dynamic landscape, let's remain curious and engaged. After all, understanding these changes isn't just about keeping up with the news. It's about grasping the future that's being shaped right before our eyes.